Hey, welcome. I'm Steve Holland again with Rapidtech. And in this course, we're going to go over the International Comfort Products furnace. It's the model NTGM. This is a 50,000 BTU furnace. However, it's identical in any of their other sizes, whether it be the 75,000 or the 100,000 BTU furnace. Here's what the furnace looks like. And this furnace was manufactured under Arcoaire, Comfortmaker, HEIL and Tempstar. And they took over, International Comfort Products took over the Schneider General line. Let's go ahead and take a look at the furnace. Here's a picture of it again. And you notice that there's a vent motor assembly with this one pipe. That's your exhaust right here. And this would have been the intake. This furnace was removed from a home. It was set up as a single pipe application. Many of these furnaces were dual rated, meaning you could install it as a single pipe, just the exhaust, or you could install it as a dual pipe where you'd connect the intake to this connector above the burner box, and that would have given you sealed combustion. We always recommend that you install the sealed combustion method, and there's a couple of reasons why. One, anytime, if you're just, let's say that you have this vent motor assembly here and the furnace is running, and it's drawing air in the intake here, you have to be pulling air in. So if you're exhausting air, you're pulling air in, correct? So what that means is you're decreasing the pressure or the atmospheric pressure of the building. And if you're decreasing the atmospheric pressure of a building, it must be replenished. It's just the way it works. Well, on a cold winter day, where is it going to come from? Sill plates around doors, windows. It's going to leak back into the building from the exterior because you have to constantly have balance between your indoor air pressure and your outdoor air pressure. So anytime you decrease atmospheric pressure in a building, it has to be replenished. So that's one recommendation. With sealed combustion, you don't have that problem. The second thing I want to share with you is that if you have this furnace in a mechanical room, and that mechanical room does not have the correct amount of makeup air, and let's say you have another gas appliance in that room, maybe another furnace or maybe a water heater or some other appliance, and you're decreasing the pressure of that room, you could literally pull flue gas back down a chimney and cause some carbon monoxide issues or other issues where the flue gas that's supposed to be vented from a water heater or any other gas appliance wouldn't be exhausted because this little intake is sucking air in, decreasing the pressure, and it's using the chimney chase kind of like a window. It's using the chimney chase or a dryer, a gas dryer. It's using something as the makeup air. So that's one of the other reasons we always recommend that you install both pipes. Plus, when you have both pipes installed, it does give you a little higher AFUE. Is it measurable? I don't really know. It's to be debated. But I will tell you that it's not that the combustion efficiency of the furnace would improve. Some would argue that it would be less because now you're bringing in this cold air and you have to heat it. But the overall rating of the AFUE, they claim that if it's sealed combustion, that it will have a higher AFUE. Either way, it doesn't matter. We just recommend that you install both pipes. Now, what is the problem we found with this furnace? There's two things you want to watch for. If you ever work on the model NTGM, again, Comfortmaker, Arcoaire, HEIL, Tempstar, if you see this little white disc, pay close attention to see if it looks like it's melted or brown, discolored. Because what happens is, right here, that's a ring failure. What they did is, this is a stainless steel heat exchanger. And what they did is when they clamped the two pieces of metal together, they pushed a piece of metal through the other piece of metal and mushroomed it over to create a ring or almost like a rivet. So it's just basically think of a little piece of metal, like a little tiny stub, maybe, I don't know, double the thickness of a nickel. And when they pushed the two pieces together, the stub went through that hole like this, and then they mushroomed it over, and that created a ring. And that's how you got this. Well, the problem is from the expansion and contraction, those rings would pop off. And when I used to run service calls, I'd oftentimes look on top of the secondary heat exchanger, and I'd find the little rings laying on top of the heat exchanger. So if you see this and it's brown in color, it looks like, if you pick it up and look at it, and if you look at the bottom and it looks like it's been melted, or you could see that heat got to it, chances are your rings are bad. Regardless, you should be checking the rings on this particular model. Let's go ahead and watch a short little video here that I took of this furnace, and there's the NTGM 050. It's a 50,000 BTU furnace, but let's go ahead and take a look at the quick video. And this is a real quick video. Let's go right to the problem. Give you a little picture here, focus in. This is what the furnace looks like. This is in our studio where we film all these furnaces. And I'm going to go down here and show you the little disc. There's the intake disc. And again, if this was a 2-pipe furnace, you'd have 2 pipes. And then I was going to show you a ring on this side, but I didn't have a good view, so I figured I'm going to go over here and look. It's easier to see the break on this one. And let me just go ahead and stop. See right here? See how it's all busted? And see how this is cracked? That ring on the other side fell off. So now you're sucking air in between the heat exchangers. So every time the vent motor assembly is on, you're sucking air through here. Through this section, you're sucking air. That's not good, and that's why that white disc would turn discolored, because the burner, the upper portion of the heat exchanger, because the rings were popping off, the upper portion of the heat exchanger would overheat, and then that heat would migrate up into the burner box, and you'd see some discoloration. So there's a view of that ring and the fractures on it. Here I show you another one. That one didn't seem to be an issue, although there might have been something right up here. And again, I take these apart when I'm done and just double check them. There might be a little issue right there, and I'll investigate it once I pull this out of that furnace. But this one clearly has failed, and you could feel it with your finger as well. The ring on the other side is gone, completely gone. So there you have it. There's really nothing more to this video. So why did this happen? A couple of things. One, it could be poor design, or it could be a design that wasn't tested, meaning they didn't test it long enough to figure out if this would happen. Oftentimes when these furnaces are tested, they're tested in a lab, they're tested at a manufacturer's facility, and they don't go through all the different scenarios. So what are the different scenarios? Well, one, undersized duct systems or airflow problems, high static duct pressure. That could cause a furnace like this to overheat and cause this problem. Again, back in the lab at the manufacturer, perfect scenario, right? It's in perfect conditions. They would have to stress that furnace for a long, long time to be able to replicate these types of problems. I tend to think that this one was a expansion-contraction issue with the type of metal that was used. They used a stainless steel, and I don't know, when you compare stainless steel to other metals, the way it expands and contracts, it may not have liked the temperatures, and the expansion and contraction actually caused the ring to pop off. So I think that's what's going on there. You could have overfired situations, too small filters. You could have a number of things. So I'm always careful about, calling out the manufacturer and saying it's their issue or poor design, because sometimes it's not poor design. Sometimes it's just these furnaces go into applications where, again, we have high static duct pressures, we have poor setup, poor design, poor installation. The list goes on and on. We see it all the time. I see poor installation daily in this industry, and that's what we're trying to do at Rapidtech. We're trying to change the industry one tech at a time to show, or to improve the situation. So if you were to find a heat exchanger like this and replace it, what do we know? Well, one, you need to check your static duct pressures when you're done. You need to set up your airflow. You need to check your gas pressure. You need to make sure it has the right size filter on it. And you need to make sure that the homeowner understands that if they have duct problems or they're not changing their filters, that this problem could occur again in just a few years. So that's, again, the International Comfort Products Model, the NTGM. I'm Steve Holland with Rapidtech, and you can reach me at ethoskill@gmail.com. The full heat exchanger course will be available this year, and also our technician development program will be launched. Our air conditioning tune-up, the super tune-up we call it, it's the best air conditioning tune-up in the marketplace, we believe. That course will be launched. And then also our ethics certification for the skilled workers program that will be launched as well. So this information I'm throwing you or giving you is free information designed strictly to help technicians and help those of you out there, or homeowners, if you have these types of furnaces, to make sure that your technicians are checking them. So until next time, have a great day and be safe out there. Thank you.